Welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here.
Gabe, the Night Watchman.
And we are here to give you our three wickets for the first match of the IPL. Please, for those of you that love our content, don't expect our 3 wickets every single time. We would love to bring it to you, but it's super, super tough. This video might actually end with just me because we are on a serious tight schedule, but we had to talk about it. So, Gabe, what exactly are we talking about, just in case you didn't read the thumbnail or the description?
So, this game was epic, Nick. This thing was, first game of the season, and we came 1 ball away from a super over. I know Reniel was just yelling at home, super over! This thing was so crazy. I honestly thought Mumbai was dead in the water. And at one point, when you left the stream, I think it was like 90 or 100, right? And they were still had 10, 12 overs. I think they had like maybe 9 overs to go or something like that. 8, 9 overs, I can't remember. But they were in a position to easily score 180, 190.
We thought, yep.
And of course, dude, the wickets fell. So you know me, I love the bowling. So that's where I want to start. I want to start with the bowling, all right? I want to start with the bowling. And we're, since these are both your teams, I'm going to kind of just jump around on both sides. What I liked the bowling on both sides, okay? First and foremost, let's go ahead and start with RCB, okay? RCB's big thing was, man, their bowling struggles, right? They don't have the bowlers that's been really that's been there. There was a crux last year, right? I mentioned that part of the reason I put them in the top 4 was because they had 3 of the top 10 run scorers last year in the IPL, but they don't have any bowling. And I'm like, man, first and foremost, wait till I get what I don't like later. But dude, the Kiwi, Kyle Jamieson, I gotta go there, bro. I thought this guy was trash. Honestly, everybody was like, "Oh, he's gonna get pumped in the IPL."
I thought so.
You did too, right? And people were like, they paid what for him at the auction? Oh, it looks like such a good buy now, doesn't it, Nick? And even as a CSK fan, I'm even more angry now. Like, we could have played that. You know what I'm saying? We paid like 7 cores for Moeen Ali. Give me some Kyle Jamieson. Come on. Oh, dude. But the bowling is what was facing. Other guys had great performances, but I really wanted to focus on Kyle Jamieson's bowling performance. You know, I love me the bowlers. He did a really good job today. 4 overs, okay, 27 runs, got himself a wicket. The guy was economical, okay? The guy was economical. Mohammad Siraj, we talked about in the stream, right? You can no longer say it in jest like, oh, Lord Siraj. No, you mean it when you say it out there, cousin. It's Lord Siraj, bro. The bowling for RCB, bro, was spectacular today with the exception of one player. We'll talk about that later. But for me, that's what I liked on the RCB side. On the Mumbai Indians side, Nick, I got to tell you, it's one of those situations where it's an embarrassment of riches. And this is why I'm like, how can anybody really beat, even despite what happens today, which, by the way, and we'll talk about this later, this is what, the 3rd or 4th season where Mumbai loses the first game in a row. Well, do they not come awake? Are they not ready to go? Like, what's going on?
They lose the first game, but they win the last game.
It's out of control. But Bumrah, who chose Bumrah for their purple cap? Somebody chose Bumrah. Oh, I think one of the subscribers was like, yeah, I chose Bumrah for my purple cap. Bumrah starting off well, 2 wickets. He looked really good, economical as well. Dude, this game had it all. And when I thought that they were done, all right, I was like, oh my gosh, they got such a huge, they scored such a low total. And I'm talking about Mumbai Indians. They might as well just put this away in the bag. No. They kept playing, and they came and got wickets, and the bowling was on display. And I know people don't like low-scoring games, low totals. I don't care. I love me the low totals, and I love me the bowling. Nick, what did you like, my friend?
There was lots to like. Absolutely. This was a fun, exciting match from what I saw. I had a point where in the workday where I had my break for a few minutes. It's like real quick. I turn it on or whatever. And what was it? Like Mumbai had like only like 3 or 4 wickets. And then I'm watching it for a few minutes. I got a call, got to walk away, come back. And it's like they're at 8 wickets. Like, what happened? Harshal Patel. That's what happened. This guy, I was clowning him, of course. I clown someone and they come up and they do greatness, right? I was clowning him his first over because he gave like 11 or 12 or 13 runs. It was a little expensive to start off with. He gave a 6 there. And then this guy got better. He got better with age, like a fine wine. Like he got better. Lower and lower economy rate. This guy got a fiver on opening day in the IPL in a T20 match, which stands for 2020. That is absolutely incredible. This guy, he got 5 wickets. Economy rate of about 6.8, only 27 runs given in 4 overs. This match was so weird to start off. Oh, slow. And then they just go crazy for a few overs, and then slow, and then crazy and slow, and all these wickets near the end. Absolutely crazy. He got himself almost a hat trick. He was one shot away or whatever it was. Almost a hat trick. It was crazy. Every time I turned around, new wicket. He was fantastic. And like you said, the bowling, right? I mean, RCB, they got Harshal Patel. This is what I'll get to that later. I'm so frustrated about one thing about the bowling, but absolutely fantastic. You had low economy rates from Lord Siraj. Like you said, this guy, he just looked like a guy that had matured years from last year. And he wasn't horrible last year. He wasn't trash last year. He was really, really good. But he went out there and he was like the leader, for crying out loud, even though you have Shahal, who I think is definitely a more tenured bowler out there. That was fantastic. What did I like from the Mumbai Indians side? Chris Lynn. I love the batting. This guy absolutely, he went crazy, right? And he steps in for DeCock because of the whole, quarantine situation. And he made the most of it. No one got a 50 here. He got the closest. He got 49.
He scored again.
3 different sixes. He opened it up. He really helped get that run score going when they were kind of slow in the first 3 overs. So he was something I absolutely loved. He was absolutely fantastic. And I'm glad he was on my fantasy squad.
You know what? To kind of piggyback off what you said and give some credit to the batters, okay? This was a slow pitch, right? In the death overs, I believe they only scored, it was 36, or maybe the first 5 overs, they scored 31. We're talking about the Mumbai Indians, and literally, it was a struggle, bro. And you can tell on both sides by the way some guys struggle that when you see those batting performances that stand out, you're like, okay, yeah, this guy did their job. This guy went out and did his job with the game. So Chris Lynn, leading scorer of the game, did his job. Let me give the batting some credit. On the batting side as well, let me go ahead and talk about another guy that I was like, man, I love me some Sky. You guys all know I love me some Sky. Second leading scorer, 31 runs. Sky never gets dismissed cheaply either. You know what I mean? He goes out and he crushes, bro.
Don't say never.
Very rarely, but he absolutely crushes. We were watching live when he hit that crazy 6, right? Like, bro, it's just a flick of the wrist. So I will give the batting some credit as well. On the RCB side, you know what? Glenn Maxwell, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. He was trash last year in the IPL. He was trash. Right now, the Kings are looking at this game saying, why didn't we get that? Can we get some money back? You want to go ahead and give us because this is the Maxwell, 39 runs, second leading scorer for his team behind AB, 39 on 28. That's a 139 strike rate, bro. The big show came out the party, and I'm telling you, Nick, this is why I said RCB is going to make the Final Four, and they're a dangerous team. They're going to be in there, bro, because I saw just the bowling. They fixed their issues that they had, and I think that with this team moving forward, it's going to be scary.
Let's talk about what we did not like for this match. There wasn't really a whole lot that I didn't like. Okay, I can sit there and talk about Patadar's short, situation, 8 balls, 8 runs. I don't know too much about this guy. I don't know if he's a seasoned veteran. He's finally getting a chance. I don't know if he's a new kid. I got to do some more research on him. I was glad to see him in there. He didn't go down for a duck, so I'm not going to kill him for that. But talking about the RCB side, right? Their first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, with the exception of Patadar, they did their job. They were fantastic. Last year, it was like 3 guys that did their job. Sometimes 2. First 5 guys, they did their job. But the tail end, Shabazz Ahmed, he's got a lot more than that than just a 1-on-2. He's got a lot more. Christian, he can do a whole lot more than 1-on-3. Right. Jameson, I'm not going to crush him, even though he got the run out. I'm not going to crush him because, and I'll talk about that for what I learned, but I don't really have too many issues with his because they were able to chase, right? But what did I not like? I did not like the tail end part. I didn't like it whatsoever. They had an amazing chase before that, but it just kind of soured that note a little bit. But the main thing I did not like on the RCB side is, Shahal. This guy was expensive once again. I don't think he had any wickets besides that unofficial wicket that he got with the run out. Didn't go to his score. Yeah, he had a economy rate of 10.2, just a little above Christian, but Christian was only out there for 2 overs. Did not like Shahal, and I really did not like using Sundar for 1 over. I don't know what was going on there. He goes out for 1 over. He hustles, cotton bowled, gets a huge wicket right there. And yes, fantasy implications. I wanted to see more of that. But why Sundar? Everyone in the chat was saying this is a perfect condition for Sundar. What is going on? I have no idea what was happening there. On the Mumbai side, what did I not like? They got some big boys on that batting side. Some big boys. And they have them all over the lineup, for crying out loud. Hardik Pandya, Kyron Pollard, Krunal Pandya. And I'm sorry, they didn't do their job. They did not do their job. They were able to get, let me see, they got boundaries. Every single one of them got at least one boundary. But their wickets went down so quick. Mumbai was in control of this match, even though they went first. They were in control. Those guys did not do their job, in my opinion. First match, call whatever you want, Mumbai. They have these hiccups, but you need at least one of those 3 guys to be able to provide someone in that middle order, getting near the tail end. And as a Mumbai fan, I didn't like that. As an RCB fan, I love seeing that, seeing the bowling get those wickets and giving the credit to the bowling. I know what you're going to say, give the credit to the bowling, but they got to do their job as batsmen.
You know what? For me, there's just 2 things I didn't like overall on the Mumbai side. Okay, I get it. Chris Lynn is not going to be a normal part of this side, so maybe it was just apprehension. But why get your captain run out? You know what I'm saying? That's the captain. Rohit Sharma cannot get dismissed cheaply like that. And it was on a run out, and some people are going to say, oh, that's Sharma's fault. Some people are going to say that's Lynn's fault, communication. The point is, once your partner starts going, you got to go. Because I feel like if you stay on strike and you know what I'm saying? You hung them out to dry. Does that make sense? Like, go and try to go get that run. With that being said, it's a single. Why are you trying to steal a single here? It's not like it's late in the game. Wait. So to me, that was dumb. And I don't know, man. It was just, to me, the cheapest dismissal I saw on the Mumbai side. On the RCB side, it's more about what you said, okay? Chahal got pumped. So you already talked about it. I'm not going to talk about it. But why? And you already talked about Washington Sundar. You know who else didn't ball? Glenn Maxwell. You got options. It's like they're too loyal. I could see if you even gave Chahal 1 or 2 overs. But once he's getting pumped, go and get somebody else in there, bro. You've got options. Coley, use your options. I know you're a loyal guy. Chahal's been on the team already for you for a while. Maxwell is new to this team. They use Jamison, but go to somebody else. And again, Sundar comes in and immediately gets a wicket. Unless he's hurt, I don't know what's going on. So for me, that's my biggest issue, Nick. And I'm like, come on, guys, you got to do better than this. Finally, I'm gonna end with what I learned. Okay, I'm gonna end with what I learned, and it's that we saw these massive scores. When I say massive, Nick, I said massive scores. We were used to 180, 190, 200 in the UAE. We're not going to see that, cousin. Because they're like, oh, this is normal for this pitch. What? This is normal for this pitch? I love it. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. MVP might be a bowler. Can I change my MVP pick? Because the MVP
they won't give it to a bowler.
There may be like 30 wickets. What did everybody get? 27 last year? Or he might have gotten 30. I don't know what it was.
30. He got 30.
He got 30. There may be like 35 wickets out here, Daddy. Because we had a guy get a 5-fer on the first day, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Can I change my purple cap? Yeah, right. He's got a lead, bro. He's got a lead. So. But that's what I learned, guys. Thanks so much. Nick's going to wrap this thing up for us. But we will see you tomorrow. Same bat time and same bat channel. Peace.
Later, Gabe. All right. So let me talk about a few things that Gabe talked about right there. First of all, he mentioned the run out. Still learning. I always say that I'm learning the sport. I'm never going to stop learning the sport. From my understanding, Chris Lynn, I believe, was at strike. If he says no, it's got to be no. I don't know if he said no. I didn't hear it from my memory if he said no. but I think that's his call. And from his body language, he might have taken a few steps, but he didn't seem too committed. But that's on both guys. That's on both guys that run out. That was unfortunate. That really kind of, they shot themselves in the foot on that one early on because Rohit was killing with that strike rate. He was doing great things, and you can see it in his face. His face, to me, I interpreted the look on his face to be like, why did I do that? Not, Chris Lynn, what'd you do? That's the way I interpreted it. He seemed like he was very, very regrettable with that decision. Okay? As far as what Gabe had said with the bowlers, I'm going to get to that a little bit with RCB, but yeah, man, they have so many options. They sent 7 guys out there, 7 guys to go at least 1 over. That is just crazy. 7 guys on your starting 11 can give you some overs. Wow. And that's going to lead me into what I learned. Let me start with Mumbai. I don't think I learned too much because we saw them lose last year to CSK. They went on to the finals. They won the final, Mumbai did. And, I'm not going to say easily because DC put up a fight. But their road to the finals wasn't really too difficult, even though they lost the first match. So I'm not going to freak out about that. One thing I am concerned about, though, that I learned with Mumbai, there's 2 things. First is Shahar. And I've mentioned his name last year and got a lot of fans. A lot of people know him from the domestic leagues and whatnot. And they say, no, this guy's amazing. This guy's amazing. And he's super young. They're giving him plenty of experience. But when do you say, okay, we're going to give you 2 overs in this match? Now, maybe they just don't have that options, even though Hardik Pandya there. Is his back still not right because he didn't get any overs whatsoever? All their bowlers went 4. So maybe he had to. But he was expensive last year, and he was expensive today. No wickets, 43 runs. Bolt gave up 36. He got at least a wicket, but Bolt's got that pedigree from last year, being the power player of the year or something like that. So I'm concerned about that. Another thing I learned, I'm not really concerned about that I'm impressed with, is even though your big boys weren't able to come through in the middle of the order, Chris Lynn is a replacement there for Quinton de Kock. Quinton de Kock is no joke. Chris Lynn goes in there. He's used to opening. He's in there at number 2. This guy's played cricket for a while. He's not new to cricket, obviously. And he gives you 49. Gives you 49 cotton bolt on that amazing hustling play by Sundar. If you didn't see it, watch the replay on that. He, right off the jump, he did not hesitate. I don't think anyone else around, but he did not hesitate. That was great athleticism by Sundar. That was how Chris Lynn got out, was on that. That could have been dropped or could have been not dropped, just not caught. He's that replacement. He shows up. He says, hey, I've been doing this for a while. I haven't lost a step. That was really impressive. So once again, Mumbai is deep. Once again, they're deep. That's what I learned from the Mumbai side. The RCB side. Now this is Nick, the RCB fan, speaking right now. Okay? I'm still a Mumbai fan, but this is Nick, the RCB fan. From this first match, this is a different team. This is a different RCB team that I saw last year, and probably the most different since their days where they're going to the championships and still losing, but going to the championships. This is a different RCB squad because they went to the playoffs last year. 2 years before that, maybe 3 before that, they didn't even qualify. They might have themselves a team. And I'm not just saying it because they chased it. They're at one point when they gave up 80 runs in the 9th over. And I'm like, oh my goodness, they're going to get like 190. Mumbai got 159. Didn't get to 160. Harsha Patel. I didn't see this guy last year, and maybe he bowled. I recognize the name, but not from IPL. This guy was amazing, Harsha Patel. And you better believe I'm going to do some more research on this guy now that I know about him. Absolutely amazing. A fiver for crying out loud. We didn't have any bowlers last year that can get us a fiver, or that got us a fiver as far as I remember on the RCB squad. Okay, the best bowler consistently was Shahal. He got pumped today in Gabe's words, but they had guys pick him up. Lord Siraj, like I said, he matured. He is a guy who has another year under his belt of cricket, and it shows. Washington Sundar, that hustling, I give so much credit to that play, that athleticism, because he only got 1 over and he made the most of it. Only 7 runs given up. They got Christian that can give you some overs. He's not my favorite bowler, but he's better than what he showed. Jamison, was this an aberration? Let's talk about Jamison for a second. Bowler, Gabe already mentioned it. Fantastic. Let's talk about him as a batsman. He had 2 and 2+ very important overs that he was a partner for AB de Villiers. That really helped with that chase. AB, you want him to come in the death. You need him on that wall. You want him on that wall, and he's there ready to go. He came in a little before the death, but this guy, he does what he does, 48 or whatever he got. Let's look it up to make sure. AB, 48 on 27 balls. But Jamison was his partner for 2+ overs. 4 runs, 4 balls, no boundaries. So he was able to rotate that strike. He was able to prevent. Eventually, he got the run out. But while they're doing the important part of the chase, let AB do AB. Just don't lose that wicket too early, and you're going to be good. And that's what he did. I thought that was super important that he was able to last, 15 balls or whatever it was, before he got out. I was super impressed with that before that run out from Bumrah. This is a different squad. Kohli is ready to go right at the bat. This guy got hit in the face with the ball. Gabe was telling me afterwards, they were in the comment section quoting Rocky for me. Cut me, Mick. Cut me. Cut me, Mick. I love that. I love that dedication to people knowing who I am as a fan of Rocky. Kohli was that warrior. Absolutely fantastic. Maxwell, I have been so frustrated about how much money they spent on him. I don't think I've seen him give this kind of performance all of last year that I remember. In the first match, he gives us 39. Fantastic. I would have loved to see him as a bowler too. Fantastic. They have guys. They put Washington Sundar as an opener. I don't think he was slated as an opener the entire time. He might have been. Paddock's out, so they need someone. So maybe he was there all the time. On the team up projection on IPL's website, he wasn't their opener, but I would have loved for him to last a little longer. Okay. But they just have a different squad. They have guys that are matured from international play. They have new guys on the squad. They have some chemistry. They were able to chase Mumbai when Mumbai started off 83 runs on 9 overs. I did not think RCB had a chance. I had mentioned in the stream, I can see RCB doing an RCB and blowing this. They didn't. They chased it, and they chased it with their tail end. Harsha Patel, I believe he got the last runs that were needed. They needed 2 runs on 2 balls. He got him there. Harsha Patel, hero, Pfeiffer, and he was there for the chase. It was absolutely phenomenal. I was not able to watch the entire match. I'm mad about that. But, work comes first. But absolutely phenomenal for RCB. Mumbai, as a fan, I'm not worried about it because we've seen this before. They're going to be there, at least in the playoffs at the end. Huge match for RCB. You got to get on the winning side. You got to start strong because you're not sure when those hiccups are going to come. And to beat Mumbai, first match of the year, that's awesome. So I learned that RCB's got a new squad. And when I mentioned Kohli briefly, I meant he is locked in. He's been locked in for the last month and a half. He is still locked in the IPL. He led his team. I didn't agree with the decisions with Sundar and other things, but I'm sure he had his reasons. And they end up chasing. They end up weathering that storm, 83 on 9 overs. Kohli was ready to go. Gets hit in the face. He keeps going because he's a warrior. He's an absolute warrior. He didn't make all the right decisions, but he made most of all the right decisions, and he was fantastic. This team was fantastic. So excited for the future of this season. It's going to be so much fun. Please join us tomorrow. We're going to be there for the entire match. I think there's only one match tomorrow. We will be there to check it out. CSK and DC should be a fun one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on this first match. Again, we won't be doing R3 wickets for every single match, but we'll try to get as many as we can. Thank you so much, and until next time, adios.